And welcome back to the BigCeaz Show. What a day, what a
Yo,
day, what a day. Where sports are more than just losses, they're about perseverance, passion, and storylines that inspire others. And do we have some storylines today, especially with the NFL free agency
mm.
tampering period begins? But before we get into that, John, this episode is brought to you by who?
Oh, I think it's brought to you by itixnow.com. Are you looking for tickets without all the crazy fees? Check out itixnow.com, the marketplace where verified season ticket holders connect directly with fans. No hidden fees, no waiting for payouts, just real fans buying and selling tickets the way it should be. Visit itixnow.com today for Panthers tickets and experience ticket buying the way it was meant to be.
And if you guys want to visit the QR code, you can definitely use that to get your tickets. If you're ever down to South Florida, get your Florida Panther tickets on that
Is
website.
that a
They're
duck?
legit.
Is that a duck?
That is a duck. That is StreamYard's logo, I believe. So
Go to
shout
the
out to
QR code.
there we go.
Check
So
it out.
today we got an exciting episode, John. We got our South Florida sports anchor from WSBN, uh Josh Moser.
Moser.
Josh, welcome aboard, man.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
We were having some technical issues earlier, but we got you now.
Ready to rock.
First
Awesome.
question, how was my ad read?
Your ad read was great. I thought it
Okay,
was great,
thank
man.
you.
Oh yeah, I know where I'm getting my tickets now.
Professional.
There's-
Professional.
well, I'm sure they'll be a lot cheaper now that the Panthers are
Ugh.
not going to be able to make it, and we'll get into that later on in the second segment. But the first
There's a
segment
chance.
here, Josh, is we want to get to know who is Josh Moser. So bring us back to when you were a child. Tell us a little bit about how growing up, your lifestyle.
Sure. And it's probably a pretty boring story for most people, but no, for me, I grew up. I love sports. My grandfather was my kind of favorite person when I was a really little kid, and he was a college basketball player. I'm 5'10", 175 pounds, so I knew that that was not going to work out for me. But I grew up playing every single sport that you could imagine in Southern California. Hockey, though, was not one of them, simply because we just didn't have a lot of access to the rinks. It was really expensive at the time, so it was pretty much baseball, football, soccer, little league, anything that you could find, handball. I remember like Gaga playing as a kid, but you talk about sports, and for me, it's talk about uniting people. It's how I made my friends. It's what became my identity, and then I became a pretty good high school athlete. And then I found my way to the Division II level to play baseball and basketball at UC San Diego, and then
Okay,
was
cool.
there for a year, and then decided to go up to USC, kind of check my box. I knew that I've always wanted to be a sportscaster, and I had the opportunity to go to the journalism program there, and basically just dove right into the USC culture. It's right after they won the national championship in football with Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart, and met this amazing man. His name's Kurt Sandoval. He's a sports anchor in Los Angeles. His wife at the time was Jeannie Zelasco. She was a big sportscaster for Fox, did a bunch of NASCAR, MLB baseball. So they became my like broadcasting family. And then graduated from school and got my journalism degree and started at Kurt's first station, this little tiny town called Grand Junction, Colorado. And then I made my way to Denver, covered the Peyton Manning era with the Broncos, had the Avalanche there, Nuggets, phenomenal town. And then I jumped to Green Bay and was in Green Bay for 4 years doing everything Packers. And then we got down to Milwaukee a lot. Had a national show called Inside the Huddle with a bunch of NFL guys, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson. That was a blast. Had the Milwaukee Admirals, which was really fun with hockey. We had the Green Bay Gamblers. So kind of got a little bit more immersed in the hockey culture. And then there was a South Florida broadcasting legend down here, Steve Shapiro, and he retired. I got a
Oh,
phone call
he's
out of
so
the
awesome,
blue.
man. He's such a
Yeah,
great
and
guy.
they're like, he's the best. And they said, hey, he's retiring. You want to come down here and take a spot? And I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. Let me get out of the cold of Green Bay. And been down here for a little over 5 years now. I've been a part of two Stanley Cup championships. The parades are awesome to meet great people like you. And kind of for me, I've been able to keep sports in my life. And now it's really awesome where I get to be the liaison between, the players and the teams and the fan base. and I just love everything about it. And yeah, excited to bring people together and share what I believe sports is, which is one thing in this country that can unify a town, a city, no matter who you are, where you come from, and you can always root for your team. And man, luckily we've got some great organizations down here, and it really helps when they win, and they've been winning a lot.
No, that's amazing, man. And it kind of feels like you brought the winning culture to South Florida. I mean, going to Denver when they won the Super Bowl, going to Green Bay when they started winning. I
Yeah.
mean, when are you going to start bringing that winning culture here of the Miami Dolphins? I mean, it seems like you're bringing all your friends from over there to be on the
Yeah.
team. So,
It's going to be a minute. It's going to be a rough one next year. I'd be shocked. I mean, I would say like 4-13. Malik
Just because
Willis
of
was
the
a cool get
defense.
today. We kind of knew that that was going to be the case. They moved the money around. Yeah, I mean, I love Halfley. I did not know him personally before I coming down. I was already down
okay.
here, but I got to meet John Eric Sullivan when he was in the scouting department in Green Bay, and their general manager Brian Gutekunst is awesome, and that's really his mentor. So it's really cool to see what they can do. It's just a question of how they're going to structure this, and obviously the cap situation's rough. But I mean, the cool thing that I've seen a little bit, I know you guys have too, where there's been like Eric Spoelstra from the Heat will come over to Dolphins practice, talk about winning,
Mhm.
and the same with Bill Zito, bringing the guys over. And I love that the teams support each other. You don't really see that in a lot of cities. And in South Florida, the community here is so diverse, from all the little cities that make it up. And it's really cool that I know people say, hey, Miami's not a sports town, but the
Oh,
diehard fans, like they really look out for one another. And when you're in the culture, it's a really awesome culture to be a part of.
it is. And also we can't forget about Inter Miami. You know, they're building their
Yeah.
new stadium here in Miami. They won the league last year, and Messi signs an extension. And we all know that everybody supports each other, and they're a big support of the Florida Panthers as well, and as well as Miami Heat and Miami Dolphins. But before we get into like the teams down here, tell us a little bit what got you into that moment of like, man, this is exactly what I want to do when you were living in Southern California. What moment was it that this is my niche. This is my career. This is what I want.
Sure. So when I was in high school, they came out to my high school to do a story on a few of us just from being like local athletes. And I'm like, like, I could really see myself doing this. I've always kind of just been a natural connector of people. And I think that comes from sports where you have to communicate. I was the point guard, I was the shortstop, I was the center fielder, I was the center back in soccer. So it just was natural. And when they come into that store, I'm like, this is interesting. And I did an internship early in college at KABC. It's the one of the local stations in Los Angeles where I met Kurt Sandoval, who I mentioned, and I
Okay.
followed him around. And I'm like going to practice with Shaq and Kobe, and I'm like, oh my God, this is
Oh,
amazing. Like
man.
I'm
I'm
18
so
years old. Like
jealous.
I'm just like, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm covering David Beckham's first game when he's with the LA Galaxy. I'm in the dugout at Dodger Stadium,
Oh my
where I
goodness.
got to play a couple times as a kid in high school with our team. And it's just like, man, this is incredible. And Kurt was like a big brother, just took me under his wing. And I was like, that's it, changing my major. This is exactly what I want to do. And obviously, like social media wasn't around back then. So it's changed a lot in the last 5 years, especially since COVID. But that was the moment. And yeah, I was originally going to go to medical school, be a team doctor. I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon for a team was the original plan. And yeah, man, decided to hop into media and glad I did, not looking back. Certainly wish it paid a little bit more, but no, certainly having a blast.
No, that's so amazing, man. And I kind of feel you on that. You know, I'm not a sports anchor or I'm not in the media department. But just being a super fan and being able to experience these last few years, hanging out with Matthew Kachuk and all the players,
Yeah,
and getting to hang out with AJ Greer last night for an awesome cause. It just there's nothing about sports that I don't like. It just gets you away from all the negativity that you deal with every day on a day to day basis. And it was a therapy moment for me growing up watching different kinds of sports, watching the Cowboys in the 90s, back in the day when they were good. watching the Florida Panthers with John Van Beesbrook. So, I know what it feels like. So I definitely get you that, Josh. And it's really awesome to see you living out your dream as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome for you too. I mean, here we are getting to create this content that people are watching, and to see Matthew Kachuk come running up to you at the parade, and here we are, normal people. We're not professional athletes, and to see the impact that you can have on a community and how you can bring people together and raise money for all of these great causes and get to be a
Yeah,
part of all of this. To me, it's super fulfilling, and it's so awesome, to be able to just do this. Here we are hanging out and doing something great, giving people some information, having a great time doing it. I mean, this sounds way better than being an accountant or doing something like that. So, no,
I
man,
took an
it's
accounting
awesome.
class, as soon as I took that class and I got a B in there, I'm like, nope, it's not happening.
Oh no, yeah.
I
Now you get
feel
to
you on
talk
that.
puck and be with all these athletes, and just the love that everybody has for each other, and it's special. It's cool to be a part of something bigger. And as weird as it sounds, like I feel like I do a service where we're connecting people. I feel like we help people by doing this stuff. Just by watching sports helps us and can teach you so many things about so many different topics, perseverance, the physicality of just, take care of your bodies, dealing with multiple personality groups to different cultures, all of that. Yeah, to me, it's, our niche. And I think that's why we all kind of go towards each other. And that's the best part. Life to me is about making great memories, meeting as many people as possible, and cherishing the moments. We get one go around, and, all the material things, like they're not going with you. So to me, the memories and meeting people, that's what it's all about.
That's
Sports is the
amazing,
big
man.
tent. Yep.
What's that,
Yeah.
John?
Sports is the big tent. Everybody gets in.
Yes, I totally agree. So basically, before you worked in Miami and 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 the sports market, how did each stop shape you as a broadcaster?
Each stop was definitely different. And I was at different phases of my life at different ages. Um, Grand Junction, Colorado was a town of about 65,000 people. And I'm coming out of USC, a little hotshot kid, sign a contract for $19,000 and market 180, basically qualified for food stamps. And, it was a small town, coming from LA. I was at a, high school football game in these little tiny towns on a Friday night. And I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I could be, you know, back home in Los Angeles, being out with friends and all of this. But here I am in this little tiny town. I'm just like, what am I doing here? Broke as can be. And, really had to figure it out. It's like, all right, how am I going to make this work? And I kind of just dove into the community, and the community was there to support me, and worked, little side jobs to make ends meet, and um, really focused on trying to get to a bigger market. And I was able to jump to a top 5 television station in the country at KUSA in Denver, and passed up a bunch of other opportunities in like middle markets just to wait for the right fit. And it was kind of divine timing in Denver, where I had kind of humbled myself coming out of LA, been in a small town, now I'm back to a pretty big city. And there it was really about, learning relationships, learning how the corporate world works, how I can really do this. And then got a taste, and then I got this amazing opportunity to come to Green Bay. They had their main person was retiring, and just got lucky. And decided to jump in. I figured, shoot, the Packers are a winning organization. I get to be at the front lines of
Right?
the most unique football town possibly in the country. Buffalo's the only one that I think can compare, but to me,
How
Green
was
Bay is
it
just
like
so
covering
special.
games in Lambeau Field? That was like the one place that's on my bucket list to go to a game. Vince Lombardi has always been one of my favorite all-time coaches. I never got to see him coach, but watching old films on the NFL Network and as a young kid, and then reading some of his books, mo- one of the most memorable quotes of his is confidence is contagious and so is the lack of confidence, and the customer can recognize both. So I use that in my everyday life, to be the person that I am. And how was it like covering the Green Bay Packers here in Lambeau Field? That must have been incredible.
It was awesome. It's like a college football feel, where you just have that devout, sense of this is my team. And the cool thing, you could walk through town and people could talk about the difference between a 3-4 defense, 4-3. They knew all the players' names, where they were from, and they loved it. I hate to say it, down here in Miami, you go walk up to a random person and, all right, they might know Sasha Barkov. They'll maybe know Matthew Tkachuk, maybe Brad Marchand, but outside of that, it's hard to name people. You say the same on the Dolphins too, or the Heat. All right, they got Bam.
Right.
A lot of them will just say Dwayne Wade. So I think that part was really, really cool, where the fan base was really bought in.
And
it was
don't
a
the
really
fan base
difficult
like
place to
own
live.
part of the team, or are they the majority of the owners?
There is no de facto owner, but it's a board. So
Okay.
think of it as a fundraising opportunity. To me, it's brilliant business. Here I am. I can say that I'm an owner of a team. I'm going to pay $200 for a certificate that I'm going to put on my wall. And I get to say that I'm an owner, but it really doesn't mean anything. You get to attend a meeting where, you get to listen to the board that makes up the decision. So
It's got to
all
be
right,
on Zoom nowadays.
everybody's going to sell this 200. Exactly. Like, and $200 times 100,000 people, great. You just raised all of that money because you don't have a true owner. And Green Bay, it's really inexpensive to live. I have this amazing place, like right on the water, like penthouse apartment, if you will. It cost me $700 a month. And I'm like, this is like brand new. Like, it was incredible. Yeah, Miami is a little bit different, but the people there were just awesome. But I guess, like, for the players, they struggled a little bit. I remember Aaron Rodgers had to sell his house because the HOA wouldn't let him put up a gate. So he had fans like knocking on his front door. He's like, "Hey,
Oh my goodness, no way.
So, and as the players, like, look, Green Bay is a tough place to live. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
It was very challenging. So you asked how it shaped me. I mean, it was bitter cold. You would get extremely lonely outside of the Packers season. And, we aren't players. Like, the players have their own life. And during the season, you have to separate it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you learn so much about yourself. Like, if you can live there, you can live a lot of places. And I think it makes living in Miami, you really appreciate it more. And, but man, special place. Have amazing people that I talk to there all of the time. And definitely need to get to Lambeau Field. I know the Dolphins play up there this year. So if we can make it happen, if it's not, a November, December game where you're just in the bitter cold, that's rough. A quick Denver story, though. It was the first round of the AFC playoffs. The game went to overtime against the Ravens. Joe Flacco threw this bomb, and it was like 4 degrees outside, and everyone was so cold. And they have those heaters that have the exposed flame.
Yes. Those
And
big round ones, right?
The big round ones. And it was so cold. We were standing so close to the heater, it just kept catching multiple people's jackets on fire because it was that cold.
No way.
And that was a rough one. And then the Dolphins game where they lost to the Chiefs in the first round of the playoffs a couple of years back, like, fans were getting frostbite. It was like 3 degrees. I think it was negative 15-degree wind chill, like, brutal. But I mean,
And I think Lambeau Field still has the record for the coldest game, right? If I'm not mistaken, the Ice Bowl.
Yeah, the Ice Bowl. It was. I can't imagine. Soldier Field in Chicago. Ooh, it's like a velodrome. The wind. But kind of a cool fact that players share. They put Vaseline on their arms, and that skin protectant cuts the wind, so they feel warmer from that. So
Wouldn't
it's also
that
hard.
Make the ball slippery though?
So they only put it on their arms for the offensive players, and then the defensive players will get it on their gloves, and it makes them slippery, so they can't hang on to them. So that's a quick little NFL kind of inside little nugget. But yeah, there's all these little things in cold weather, and the Packers had an advantage because they grew the grass a certain way. It was a certain type of grass, and there's different cleat sizes. So they would know what cleats to wear depending on the field, and that would allow a little bit of an edge of knowing how to cut and move.
Yeah.
And so, like, all these little nuances, to me, I'm fascinated by them. But yeah, I love sharing that type of stuff.
No, so earlier you mentioned my second favorite Manning. you were covering him in Denver, right? So could you quickly describe how quirky he is in person? Because we obviously see how quirky he is on TV. So was there any like weird experience you had with him?
Uh,
I know he's a trash talker too.
yeah. He can talk trash. Um,
So he's not as innocent
actually,
as he looks.
oh no. Peyton is fun, cheeky as hell. I'm trying to think of one that's kosher that I can share on here.
Hey,
Uh,
That
anything
might be
goes
an
on my
answer
show.
itself.
Anything goes on my show.
yeah,
But
Well, we got to protect sources.
Peyton off camera is a fucking blast.
there we
Um,
fucking go.
it's when he was in Denver, they're like, he walks into the room and everyone stands up a little bit straighter. Like everyone
It's like,
perks
oh
up.
shit, the legend's here.
It's and every like he holds people accountable, but he does it with like such a um, a funny way. Um, I played golf today with Travis Daniels, who's a former Dolphins player, won a national championship at LSU, and he picked off Peyton Manning once, and he was telling me this today, and he's like, "Hey, you're a fucking bum, 18, like fuck you," just going at him. And he's like, "Oh yeah, fuck you," right back to him. And then he picks him up. He's like, "I told you, I got you, motherfucker." And he's like, "I still got the ball." So like,
There,
he'd go back and forth. Um, but Peyton, like, I mean, the money he raises and like the things that he does for people, like he's always paying for, kind of like Shaq. He just pays for stuff for a lot of people. He takes care of so many people. He surprised my buddy. I don't know if I could. I'll share it. He took him down to Augusta to play uh, the golf course where the Masters is played at Augusta, and just one day, hey, I need you on this date. Get down here, and he created the whole thing, and like it was all about him, giving him the experience. But yeah, Peyton does so many amazing things for so many people, and obviously so uber successful. He can do whatever he wants. But now he's got the dad life going on too, and
oh, you could
obviously,
tell. He's got
oh
that
yeah,
dad belly.
oh, yeah, he can do whatever he wants to do. And I love the Omaha productions, and I mean
It's so
Eli,
good.
like it's so funny, and
It's so good.
it's awesome to see like them do it and do it together. But yeah, Peyton got some stories. You got to hear them from the players. I think they'd be the better ones to tell you. But that man knows how to have a good time.
That's great. And a short fact or interesting thing that I got to watch Peyton Manning play his last college game here at the it was the with Pro Player Stadium at the time, was
Oh,
University of Tennessee against Nebraska. So I was able to witness that, and before he came out of the draft, his team didn't play well, but what an amazing moment that I remember. Just being able to watch a legend finish his career with Tennessee, end up being a pick for the Indianapolis Colts was so awesome, man. To see the awesome stuff that he does off the field is really cool too.
oh yeah. He loves live music. But yeah, he's just a normal guy. He's obviously was born into a football family and is great. Uh, but yeah, he likes to cut it loose, and yeah, those would be some fun Christmas parties to attend to in the Manning household.
Oh, for sure. So you've covered some incredible stories throughout your career. What's the one interview that you remembered between a player? I know I put you on the spot.
I mean, there's so many. The one that sticks out the most to me is actually from a high school student in Grand Junction, Colorado. His name's Jordan Jones. This kid was the number one football player in eighth grade. Finds out he got testicular cancer, um, and basically was sick all through high school, and finally got cleared his senior year. And he like worked his body back to be able to play. And the team made to the state semifinals. And then he was sick again the whole time. And then a
Man,
couple years afterwards, he passed away from testicular cancer. And his mom, Kim Jones, she started the Testicular Cancer Awareness Foundation. And Jeff, the dad, was awesome. And his sister, they became like family. It was just like, man, just however we can help. And this poor kid, the fight that he had and the fight that his family had for him, and now how they're carrying on his legacy and how many people that they've helped through early detection and lives that they've saved. And um, Jordan definitely sticks out. And when I was there, I was broke. Like I was struggling making, I said 19 grand. I mean, they offered me dinners, kind of brought me into the family after doing the story, and it got some decent recognition, won a couple of awards and brought some more attention to it. And now they're able to help a lot of people through their foundation. So that one definitely stands out simply because of the impact that I think that it had. And there's something about these high school kids, like it's amazing to talk to the, Tuas of the world, the Matthew Kachucks of the world. But when you find these high school kids, it's different now with NIL too in college. Like it's like the pure, like they really love it. And all the stories that we had, growing up with my high school team, when we still talk about all the bullshit that we did. Everyone has those stories, and uh, but yeah, that one I think really sticks out the most. Yeah, just because of that. The one other one that really sticks out, just because it was so weird, I was with Jordy Nelson, and this
Okay.
father. We have a so I did a show called Inside the Huddle, and we were at this bar in Green Bay called the Green Bay Distillery, and we had a studio audience of 1,200 people every
Oh, so
Monday
you
night.
actually had people in the studio.
Yeah, it was awesome. So at this bar, so we would do the show remotely from this bar. I'll send you some pictures, but we had a little over 1,000 people every Monday, and we would sign autographs. It was awesome. It was Green Bay, like everyone would come and do this. I wish we could do this in Miami. Uh, do it on like a yacht, fill it with a bunch of people would be sweet.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh my God,
Is there city
yeah, I got
wine
to
down
come up
there?
with some sponsorships. So
Oh man.
um, we can figure out something. We'll figure it out. We'll talk out after this.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but this man waited for like Jordy. Like you could see like something was going on with this guy. He was like in his late 30s at the time, and he had a Nelson jersey. And he came over to us. He had a daughter who passed away from leukemia. He named his daughter Jordy because Jordy was his favorite player. And he basically like had been waiting to bury his daughter because he was trying to get this jersey signed, and he kept going through his agent. He went through the Packers, and like he couldn't get anybody to sign it. This guy drove 4 hours, found out about the show, drove 4 hours. Jordy signed the jersey so that he could lay his daughter to rest. Interesting request,
Oh
but like,
wow.
man, like Jordy and I brought it up to him maybe like 6 months ago. I mean, this is I think it's like 2018, so I mean, a while ago, like 8 years ago. And he's like, I will
Wow.
never forget that. When you talk about the joy from sports, where people's kids, my buddy,
Amazing.
I got my buddy Danny. He's a buddy of mine from elementary school, and he's about to have a son. And he's like, Jack Hughes scored the game-winning goal for US. Man, Jack sounds like an awesome name. I love that. Fits perfectly. Like I'm naming my kid Jack after Jack Hughes. And I'm like, God, it's awesome. Uh, so it's like, it's a sports. It's cool stuff like that, especially in these sports cities like Philly, the Cowboys. Um,
Yep.
yeah,
And then our very own here in South Florida, even though he plays with the Jets, Mason Taylor. Quick little story here. I know Mason Taylor, Katina Taylor, and the kids back when I used to go to church, and we used to see each other all the time. I would wear my Jason Witten jersey every Sunday to church, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're a Cowboy fan?" And Katina's, she's like, I know Jason Taylor or Jason Witten's wife. She's really good friends with me. I was like, oh, that's so awesome. The kids always come up to me, gave me a handshake or a high five every Sunday. And, one day that I didn't wear my jersey, they bring me an autograph picture of Jason Witten saying, thanks for being a
awesome.
big fan, Caesar. And I'll never forget that. And then when he got drafted last year to the Jets, it was just so incredible. Such an amazing family. And it tells you, like, you know, football is more than just like a sport, it's a community and sports in
Yeah,
general, Like kudos to Jason Taylor, to Katina for raising their kids right, and it little things like that go a long way in sports, and I think that sometimes we get too into like whether they're winning or losing, and sometimes we got to kind of peel back the onion and realize how this is helping our community out, right? In general. So, just, yeah, I wanted to share that moment with you. And, goes to show you that you covering high school kids, and sharing those stories and inspiring other people to make a difference is really important, because these athletes are also human beings. They go through life as well, and to see that side of them is really awesome to see.
I love it. Yeah, completely agree. That's the best part, getting to know these people and see how they work. And yeah, Jason's going to be a dad again. So
Yeah, shout out
at
to
50,
that.
yeah,
That's awesome, man.
pumped,
Uh,
pumped.
they all look alike. Even the little one now that they have, it's like, man, they look just like like Jason, Mason, Isaiah Taylor as well. Zoe playing in Arizona volleyball. They're all
Oh yeah.
athletes. It's crazy.
I mean, Mason might have the best gene pool. I mean, you talk about a Hall of Fame uncle, Hall of Fame
Yeah,
dad, and yeah, I mean, certainly wish him well. Wish he weren't playing for the Jets, but you know,
I
nothing we
know.
can do about that. But yeah, man, it's Clay Matthews might be the only other person that I can think of in the NFL where his dad and uncle both played. But yeah, Taylor family and what Jason does down here, his foundation's awesome. Seth
Yeah.
runs it. Uh, yeah, huge fans.
John,
You want to talk some Miami?
Whatever you want, I'm here.
are
Let's
we
do it.
moving into the second segment now? Yeah,
Well,
let's.
yeah, I mean, yeah, thundering on. We got 5 big teams. Can you kind of pick which one you think is your favorite to cover between the Dolphins, the Heat, Marlins, Hurricanes, Panthers? Obviously,
Oof,
recent success
that's
for the
tough.
Panthers, but
I would say there's different nuances to each. You certainly have favorite players that you gravitate towards, like just like anybody in work. I mean, Chucky's obviously electric, like you gravitate towards him. Like
Oh, he's amazing.
it's just fun. Bam Adebayo is an athlete that just couldn't ask for a better person, better human being. Same with UD. Like they're so
Oh,
special.
I finally got to meet UD last year at the Card Hobby Show. What an awesome dude, man!
Yeah,
Such a great guy. Um,
I hear he's tall.
just a little bit.
yeah.
He's a
Like
little bit taller than me. Not
Paul
that much.
Maurice is just like so fun to talk to, and
Yes.
he's just his sense of humor is so great. He's so giving, and I don't know. He's just great. So he definitely sticks out. Um, there's a few Dolphins players that I absolutely love. A lot of them aren't on the team anymore, uh, but I'm excited for this new group. Obviously, look, in the media world, NFL is the 800-pound gorilla. It's
Yeah.
NFL and everything else after that. Obviously Messi, he'll only speak in Spanish. He can speak English, but that's what he does for his brand, and he's not really
You might
available to the
bring me
media.
with you, Josh. I mean, I'm
Hey,
Spanish, so I
I love
got
it.
you.
Yo hablo español. Es no problema para mí.
There
So,
we go.
That's how he gets out of Publix alive.
hey, buy one get one. I mean, you got to take advantage. Love me a pub sub. But yeah, they're great, and the Marlins are great too. It's hopefully we can get some wins down there, and we can actually get some people in the stands. We got the World Baseball Classic going on right now. I
Yeah.
wish we could duplicate that atmosphere for Marlins games, but we'll see what happens. And then the Canes, like Mario Cristobal is one of the funniest dudes ever.
Yep.
But like during season, it is like so straight, all business. Like doesn't want to give any bulletin board material, and covering them, it's mainly Zoom. They protect the athletes, so. I love the in-person stuff. I love when we get to, kind of get to see the players' personalities a little bit. But I love the mix. I think that's the best part about my job is just, to one day be at Dolphins practice, the next day be at Panthers practice, the next day go to Heat, and then like it's awesome. You get a little bit of taste of everything, and yeah, it's hard because you got to follow a lot of teams, and you're just like, oh my God, I'm spending my time like worrying about all these other people. Maybe it's time to tell my own story, but you're like, no, this is the best thing ever.
That's awesome. We have a question from the chat here from one of our very own uh, diehard Florida Panthers. So his name is Josh. When the Florida Panthers won the cup for the first time and the second, what player did you want to interview, or which one?
I interviewed every single player on the ice afterwards. I remember Bill Zito, I think, the most after the first one. Like, he was crying. Like the tears that he had, like, and the emotion. We were at the arena till like 4 a.m. They finally let us into the locker room, like, with the players to enjoy ourselves at the end. But that night was just so
This was
special.
the first one, right?
It was the first one. Just because it hadn't happened before. And I know DJ Genesis, close buddy of yours. So
Love the guy.
Spent a little bit of time with him that night afterwards, which was like 6 a.m. I don't know how I made it to work the next day, but
I'm surprised you didn't go to Elbow Room right after.
Oh, no. So, oh, God, I think we're at the Elbow Room at 8 a.m. the next morning. I forget if
It's crazy.
was Rhino
I don't think the
pouring off
players
the
slept
top.
for like 4 days straight, I believe.
Oh, no, it was great. And when the Broncos won the Super Bowl, same thing. I was with Emmanuel Sanders for 4 days. Dude didn't sleep at all, like maniac. It was wild. I think the Panthers celebrate the best. Like,
I was gonna ask you. That was my next question. And I'm like, all the celebrations, like, which celebration was the best?
I mean, they're the only ones that have won, so it's kind of hard. Like, I wasn't here for a Heat parade with Wade, so that's tough. Like, the Dolphin guys are like chill. Like, they like to go to the lounges, like to go to the strip club.
11's a strip club.
Yeah, nightclub. You know, it's a nice venue.
They have good wings.
Very good wings.
Tootsie's, I hear, also has a phenomenal selection.
They canceled Magic
leg
City.
size or whatever you need. They did cancel Magic City. I saw that today. Atlanta.
They had such an opportunity to do something.
That place is interesting. Yeah. But like, that's another cool thing about sports. Like, here we are, like, we can travel to all these different cities, go to all these places. And like, that's another like really cool aspect. But yeah, and it's just fun. That ride was fun. Being with the Canes parents and the players during this national championship run in Phoenix and in Dallas. It was College Station was a trip. That was my first time there. That's a cool. I would never go there, but the football stadium was amazing. The culture was amazing. It was just so unique. Just like if you go to LSU or Alabama or Ole Miss at Oxford's like wild. It's great.
College football games are so much fun to go to.
Oh, they're blast.
So much fun.
But yeah, it's I think the Panthers, like, they're the most normal. Like, I remember Anthony Duclair. He loved living here because he could just walk down the street, like, no one bothered him, no one knew who he was. Great food. He's like, I'm gonna pop into all these restaurants. The basketball players, it's a little bit different just because you're so tall. Like, you just kind of stand out. And there's only 12 of you. But like the football players get a little bit more anonymity because you can't see their faces. So like the basketball players, like, everyone can see them. Baseball players, they have the hats on, and obviously hockey players have the helmets on. But yeah, they could just normal guys. And I mean, shoot, this Panthers team with where the Iceplex is, like, living in Victoria Park, Fort Lauderdale area, driving golf carts, you have the arena real close, you're playing for Paul Maurice, take great care of you. Like, you come watch Team USA throw an impromptu gold medal parade here for like no reason. Like, what other city would that happen in?
Like, Matthew Tkachuk should like be a wedding planner. The guy knows how to throw a party.
Yeah, and then Pat McAfee picking up the bill. Like,
I love Pat.
I mean,
McAfee.
It's just like sometimes I feel like I'm in a movie, and I mean, I'm not doing anything. I'm just kind of along for the ride. But yeah, sometimes like truly feel like what is life right now, and just some really, really cool moments here in Miami. And yeah, hopefully we get a winner next year. I think the Panthers are loaded. They're going to be built for success here for a long time. But this is a reset year, so fans watching this, just
so happy.
Understand that's what it was.
Almost nothing moved.
Yes.
So happy about that.
I'm so happy for AJ Greer. They love it here. He talked about it this morning. Talked to him a little bit yesterday. Yep.
Damn right.
From Boston, right? Massachusetts area. So, shouts out to him. He loves it down here. His family loves it. The fan base loves him. So
he's great.
He's having a great year.
Been one of my favorite guys past 2 years.
Yeah, he's fun.
A lot of intangible stuff. He's from Canada, by the way.
Is he? Oh yeah, Toronto.
Juliet.
Oh, he went to University of Boston. That's what it was. So, my bad.
I miss Ryan Lomberg. I will say I love
Yes.
watching him.
Oh, the
God.
Lamborghini.
I,
Oh
But
my
we
I, I
got.
god.
really
I feel
straight
like
vibes guy. I still
I
miss
feel
him.
like Marchand replaced a lot of that. Like as far as
He
like short,
did,
scrappy
but
guy.
he did,
But
but
see, Lombard had the like he reminded me of like a superhero, sort of like. Damn, who do I compare him to?
he just had such an infectious personality, and he was just so fun. Didn't give up, and just
Yes.
Yeah.
fucking hockey player. Like, and I'm just, it's like fucking doing what I love. You know, I'm not a great player. I have tremendous effort. I'm gonna have the best time of my life. Like, I'm living my dream, and I'm gonna take everybody with me. And you know,
He's gonna
it's
fight
like
everybody
that
too.
energy that he's a vibes guy. Yeah, he's just like fuck it. You know, this is it. Yeah, special dude. I love him. I'm a huge fan of his.
When the schedule reveal came out, and he came out with like this like movie scene. He was
Oh,
out in the
that was
woods.
hilarious.
That
So
was
funny.
that was epic. That was one of my
Yeah.
favorite reveals.
Up in Calgary. I mean, look, I mean, that's another cool thing about the Panthers, right? You know, where you get these guys, Bill Zito's the mastermind, and these guys don't work in other places. They come here and then they go get paid elsewhere, or they get paid here. They become superstars. Carter Verhaeghe was a misfit in Tampa, and he comes here, and all of a sudden, huge contract, huge piece. Same with Sam Reinhart. Like, it's incredible how they piece them together. But even these fourth line guys, you know, they're able. Nick Cousins, another one with Ryan, like go and get a big contract, you know, that they would have never
Yeah.
gotten, or the guys that were
Yep.
here last year that went to Utah. So same thing. And it's just like they just keep churning and churning. And now with Bill Zito being the assistant GM of this Team USA, and I think with the world seeing how, you know, they're treated in Miami, I think that's going to be a nice
Oh,
little
what a
recruiting tool. Say, come on down here.
I was gonna
Let's play
say
for the
Chuck,
Panthers.
Matthew Kachuk and Brady Kachuk, what they did here in Miami, it's like they literally said, you know, you guys can play down here in South Florida, take a little bit less money and have fun like we do. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I mean,
maybe
didn't Bennett kind of get convinced to do that?
uh was it Bennett? I
I
believe
mean, I
Bennett.
think Kachuk kind of
Yeah,
pulled for him.
he had higher offers.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think
he could have gotten
Toronto
10
was
million
one
a
of them.
year. Right. But at the same time, like take less money here. I understand less tax, but like why would you leave? Like there's so much pressure in Toronto. Like everyone's hanging over every word. Um,
They ran Marner off, and you saw how that worked out.
right. And it's just like again, I don't think there's a better organization to play for and a better place to live than South Florida and play for the Panthers in the NHL. That's just me. But you want to be stuck in Edmonton? Great, Connor McDavid. Like, great. You want to? I've been to Edmonton. I mean, Paul Maurice. You know, coming from Winnipeg. You want to live in Winnipeg, or would you rather live in Fort Lauderdale?
Oh, I think they like it down here.
So too.
So talking about the cultures and stuff, what do you think of the big news today? Tua being released shortly after, and then they signed Willis to a 3-year deal.
I'm happy that Tua gets a fresh start. Look, he's going to get 54 million guaranteed. Um, you know, and he deserves another opportunity. I'm curious to see, you know, what he does with it. Obviously, Michael Penix left-handed, so they're going to stick with a left-handed guy. Makes sense for Atlanta. Um, Makes sense for the Dolphins to take on all the cap money, and it's just a fresh start. We've known for a long time that Malik Willis was always the target, and if they could make the money work, that's exactly what they were going to do. And as soon as I saw Minka Fitzpatrick off the books this morning, which I was talking to Rosenhaus last night about it,
I
but
called
didn't
it
say
last
anything.
week too, Josh. I was like, I told all my friends, look for the Dolphins to maybe move to New York, and lo and
Yep.
behold, it happened.
Yeah. I mean, the plan was to get Malik, and I love that here you have a lot of coaches from Green Bay, and they have their guy, and they're going to bring them with them, and that speaks a lot of volumes. And I know that Matt LaFleur, the head coach of the Packers, and Jeff Hafley had conversations about who he could take and who he couldn't from a coaching perspective. And then as this has been known in circles, it was just find a way to make the money work. They found the way to make the money work, but honestly, this is just my personal opinion. I would have rather. I hope Malik does really well. I'm excited to meet him. I don't know him, but part of me is just because the salary cap is so bad. It's like roll with Quinn Ewers, see what happens, save the money, get under the cap, and then next year's all the big quarterback class or you can get Jeremiah Smith if you're, we had a tank for Tua, and you get a foundational player. It's not saying that they still can't do that, but here you are given, I think it was 3 for like 67. It's probably going to be 2 years, and then if guaranteed money, and then he's getting more than 20 million a year. You're happy for him. Obviously, it's a budget saver for what you're paying normal starting quarterback. So it makes sense for everybody. Everybody wins, and I know that he really wants to be here, but I would have rather allocated that 20 million against the cap and then saved it for next year. But
especially because I think next year is going to be a really good quarterback draft class. So
exactly.
So,
but Malik's great. Like, I hope again, you can always trade somebody too. So it's not like, here you have a guy that also knows the culture of what Green Bay was. They want to bring that here, and who better to lead the culture than the quarterback? That person is the most important position in sports. So they know that they can trust him to lead, and they can build that as a foundational piece as they create the culture here. It makes a lot of sense. And, I wish the Dolphins as much luck as possible, and I hope that they shock some people, but I also hope that they get a really high draft pick next year and they can turn this thing around, because right now, Buffalo reloaded, and New England with Elliott Wolf, who's another Green Bay disciple. The Dolphins are so far down, and the Jets have so many picks. They got a ton of cap space, made a ton of moves today. I think they're closer than people think. Their new head coach last year was, I'm a believer in
Jamal Adams back, I believe, as well.
Yeah. And I know it was just their culture was broken, and I think they're going to be building back too. But the Dolphins just got a long way to go right now, but you know that you need a quarterback, and if Sully believes that Malik's the guy, I think obviously it's a bridge situation, but we'll see what happens. But this move's been known. It was just a matter of making the money work. And Tua, he's got a lot going on. I really hope that he finds himself again. And I really, really wish him well. He's a cool guy. I love spending time with him. Really, really nice. Always very cordial with his time. And I hope that he does it for his family. And man, I'm pumped for him. And I hope that he returns to the Pro Bowl Tua that everybody saw, and hope that he's safe, healthy, and he's just a really good guy. And I'm gonna miss talking to him.
He's I think he's in a great situation in Atlanta. You have a great running back. You have a great receiver. They're rebuilding their offensive line. And what a better guy to be under than Stefanski. He's known to be a guy that works well with the quarterbacks. So that'll be something interesting to see what happens. Who ends up starting this season between him and Penix? And it's crazy. I think they're the first team to ever have 2 left-handed quarterbacks on the same roster.
Yeah, it could be. But
2
it makes
frequently
sense to have 2
injured left-handed quarterbacks.
Teach the same scheme.
Yeah.
Like a Voltron
I think it's
quarterback.
Penix, but I hope Tua pushes them. There you go. It'll be interesting. And that division, I think, is totally up for grabs. The NFC South, Tampa took a lot of hits. We'll see what happens with
That was the
Carolina.
one shocker. I did not see Mike Evans going out west.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
Money talks. If you're going to pay him, the injury he's a Hall of Famer. Like, I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's the continued success that he has, the sustained success. That was the first season he really missed any time. But that offense with that head coach, and I understand Seattle's in the division. I understand that the Rams are in that division. It's probably the best division in football.
But with the amount of injuries that the 49ers had last year, I was surprised to see the record that they had. And kudos to their backup players, because they were injured throughout that whole defense and offense. And it was a miracle that they even won that many games, I think.
Right. And to give Dolphins fans, a little bit of hope, Jeff Hafley comes from that system. So, they do things right in San Francisco. And Raheem Mostert is a huge Panthers fan. He's a buddy of mine. And, he loved what, he was taught in San Fran. Obviously, had the huge game in the playoffs against the Packers, and loves Hafley because he was on staff when he was in San Francisco. So I would love to see Raheem kind of rejoin. I know he's still got his place down here and still got his hometown up the road, little surf spots in Myra Beach. So, we'll see if where the dream lands. Excited to see what happens there.
No, I'm excited for this. So far with all the acquisitions that have happened, J.K. Dobbins just recently, just a few minutes ago, re-signed with the Denver Broncos on a deal. So he's going back to Denver. I thought he played really well before he got injured. It sucks. I feel bad because he's such a really good running back. And every year he just seems to not make it through the whole season.
It's tough. I mean, I wish the running back position got paid more. But yeah, I mean, that's why you need 3, 4 good ones where you can have a true thunder and lightning, because it's just the toll that it takes on your body. And the same with the safeties.
Yeah.
I was with Javon Holland earlier today at this golf tournament. He's like, I'm running full speed in these people. Like, I feel like a 40-year-old man sometimes.
It's it's a tough position. The safety, and it's not as valued as I think it should be, especially with the way the modern NFL is. You got tight ends
Totally.
being on the splits, 4 wide, 5 wide sometimes. So
Exactly.
it's
And you got a thumb.
yeah.
You got to take, and you come down there in the box, you're taking on, a 225-pound person, or you're pulling a guard. Now you got a 300-pound guy running at you. It's a tough spot, and you got to be in center field. And if you mess up, there's nobody behind you, and you're the one who looks bad. It's not the corner. So tough spot. But yeah, corners are on the island. I know it's a premium position, but yeah, with you.
Let's move a little bit to the Miami Heat now. 5 games in a row. They beat the Pistons yesterday, 121-110. They seem to be on a roll. It's amazing what happens when your players are healthy. Tyler Hero is finally back and playing like Tyler Hero is capable of. Talk about that team in this winning streak, and they're fighting, I believe, for that 7th and 6th spot. They're about a game and a half behind.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing really well right now, and I think who Tyler Hero is when he's healthy. It's a question of, can he stay healthy? And then you've got the defensive liability a little bit, but do you have enough to cover with him? But it's also Norman Powell's been out the last couple of games.
Yeah.
And I know that Spo says he knows what they can be as a backcourt, but it's really finding the right pieces that fit. So here you have the Panthers, who might not have the most talented roster, but they fit together so perfectly. And Eric Spoelstra is a master at that. But I think really the growth of the Heat is on the young players, where who the hell was Pelle Larsson? I mean, you pick up this guy in the second round. Everybody slept on Khalil Ware. His growth has been amazing. Jaime
Especially
Jaquez,
these last couple of games, Khalil Ware is starting to be more aggressive. And
right?
Everybody thought he was on the way out too.
Yeah.
But it's just tough
Yeah,
love
I mean,
in public.
And he needed a tough love.
Yeah. Didn't want another Whiteside.
Exactly. But look, you're a young kid, and now with the transfer portal, I understand you where you started, then ended up in Indiana, and then you're in the NBA. Like, NBA is different. It's a different, and with Heat culture and the physical responsibilities. Look, I've talked to former players, and like, no, I'm not going to Miami because they work me too hard, and if I go to Miami, I'm going to lose 3 years off my career, and that's 3 years that I could be making money for my family. Versus some other players that are like, yo, I'm going to Miami, get in the best shape, going to listen, and then I'm going to get a big contract elsewhere. Max Strus, good example of that. Or Gabe Vincent. Look what they were here in Miami. And, obviously,
They go to,
dealt with
he
injury.
Yep.
Gabe's been injured. But again, you just got to find the right players for your system. But Eric Spoelstra, to me, is still the best coach in the NBA.
I feel like he's so underrated still.
Still, because he's in Miami, and he doesn't mind it at all. But obviously, Team USA head coach, in the basketball circles, he's the guy. And I remember, Pat Riley saying when Spo was young, he's like, I forget what team it was on, what year. I want to say it was like early Wade before they won the title in 06. So it was like 04, 05. And players were pissed at Spo, and Riley steps up in front of him. And he's like, I'm going to trade all of you before getting rid of Spo. You better start listening to him. Like, that's like Riley knew like early. That was a good UD story. UD was the one that shared that. But yeah, I mean, what he's become, and I mean, you forget that man's house burned down and still coached through it.
Oh,
Yeah, just crazy stuff. But the growth of the younger players, and then Spo's ability to find matchups and change defenses, and his mind, and I mean, and then Bam Adebayo, you got to give him a ton of credit. I mean, he really sacrifices a lot for the betterment of everybody else. And his ability to step out and shoot the 3 ball this year has completely changed the dynamic of this offense.
I'm so glad he grew his game like that. I feel like he's I was like, there's something like if he could just start shooting the three more, he's just not going to be that much more dynamic. And he hit
And with
his 10,000 point yesterday, I believe.
yeah,
So congrats to him. I mean, he was drafted to be a defensive player, and for him to be second all time is truly incredible.
yeah, when you got him and Ware on the floor, you can space it because now he can step outside, driving
I was
lane.
going to ask you about that because Spoelstra didn't put Ware and Bam for the longest time, and I think fans and other people were like, when is he going to do it? When is he going to do it? And he finally did it, and we're seeing the potential now.
Right. Well, Spoelstra needed Ware to earn it, and that goes back to the Whiteside situation, he culture. And look, I mean, I think he's been very open about it. He felt that Khalil Ware was lazy compared to what the other players, the expectations were, and they set expectations very clearly. He was very blunt. You need to do this. You want to play. This is the blueprint. Follow the blueprint. It's only going to lead you to success. And he, wasn't fully bought in. Now he's bought in. He was, involved in trade conversations around that deadline. That was a horrible week for the team because everyone was like, "Oh my God!"
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Like,
And you
what
kind
are
of
we
seen
going to
it
do?
too with the Florida Panthers last week, right?
For
They lost
sure.
3 in a row, and
For
you're
sure.
wondering like, what's going on? A trade deadline happens, and then they turn it on. It's like, where's this team been?
Yeah, I mean, well, Friday night they finally got it over with, and Bob was spectacular in it again. And it looks like he's going to be back next year. I'll figure that out. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with the Heat. And I know that Giannis is very much still on the table.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens this summer. It was Giannis or bust at the deadline, and that was it. And Tyler here obviously knows that he's playing for a contract, so he's going to put it up there. And we'll see how this transpires. But kind of like with Bill Zito being the assistant GM for Team USA, now with Eric Spoelstra being the head coach of Team USA, you've got the Anthony Edwards connection, and we'll see what happens. But it's coming, and fans, it sucks because every year it feels like, at least with the Heat, they keep saying they're going to land a whale. Like it's Spida coming, like they just missed the guy. It's like, when is
every
this
year,
finally gonna happen? Every year pulls at the heartstrings.
Now, was
And
that could you say that was kind of a reason why Butler was maybe got frustrated? Because he seemed like he was a guy trying to do everything, and maybe he just got tired of like being the guy, and
nope,
no,
no, it's petty other stuff. But I try to timeline this.
When-
Basically, he was pissed that he didn't get the money. They gave Bam the extension before him, and then some other stuff went down.
Okay.
And yeah, kind of like a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I don't know if I'm allowed to share publicly, but yeah, there was a lot there. But it was time for him to find a different situation. He's an incredible player.
He is.
And he's been great to me. I've enjoyed. But yeah, for the Heat, it was just sometimes people just need a fresh start. But yeah, that playoff Jimmy's a Hall of Famer.
He is. He did lead us to two.
Bubble Jimmy.
Bubble Jimmy. But when you got to play 82 games and you fly separate from the team and you don't want to stay in team hotels, and there's a lot of stuff that went on there. But they did it. They put up with it because he was playoff Jimmy. And you can do that. But yeah, like Jimmy's one of the most talented basketball players. Yeah, there you go, Bubble Jimmy. Remember that. I mean,
Incredible.
that Milwaukee game in the first round a couple years back, like, that fourth quarter was, Heat fans are gonna remember that for the rest of their life.
Yep.
Yeah, but Bubble Jimmy was right before I got here, but that was the Lakers win. But man, yeah, talk about an incredible athlete and like what that man overcame, like in his own life, and yeah, I love that he just danced to the beat of his own drum, and he's himself, and he's going to do what he's going to do. And there's a lot to be said about that. And, players that have played with him, like, love playing with him for what he does on the court. And yeah, mad respect for him. And yeah, Bernie's got his back. So his agent. Yeah. So it's a good crew.
I wonder if there's going to be like a, it took like 10 years for the LeBron cookie or ice cream story to come out after LeBron left. There's going to be a cookie story for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just give it some time. It's like, gosh, in the circles you can't say too much, but if I could
Right.
write a book like now, oh my God, like. But now these guys are all starting their own podcasts, so
I was gonna say because
you're
like
getting to see
you
like a
see
little bit
other
of it,
guys,
but they're
Draymond
still
Green. I
very
mean,
very straight.
right?
Oh my God, like with Ryan Clark and Crowder with the pivot, like the
Oh,
stories, Channing stories are,
I love the
uh,
pivot. Shouts out to Ryan Clark there. I mean,
yeah, he's
he
like
does such a
that's
great job. And Jamison Crowder there, Miami
yeah.
Dolphin linebacker.
Yeah,
Uh,
Channing. Yeah, Channing's fun,
Jennings.
man. His
Yep.
his wife's awesome too, and Channing did some stand up. He's done a couple shows. That's been fun, but yeah, man, these kids now they don't know what it was like going out, being an athlete, and when there's no social media, no cell phones, and that era is just different. But yeah, some of those stories, you just gotta wait till everybody retires. Give it a little bit of time, but yeah, those cookie stories,
We're gonna get
those
down
the
to the
fun
bottom
ones
of
out
Paul
there.
Pierce.
Oh God,
I can only imagine
good
the
Paul
stories
Pierce.
there.
He pooped his
Oh gosh,
pants. He pooped his pants.
Hmm.
amazing. Dude,
This is where the conversation went.
him and LeBron,
Yeah.
and then him and Wade, and they still have beef with each other.
Yeah, you know, you're competitive alpha male adults. So, competition, brings out the best in everybody. And yeah, that's what sports is. But you got to find the right personalities. The personalities
Mhm.
definitely matter. And that was an issue with the Dolphins, just being honest. And you just got to find the right people to fit together.
What do you think of? I know we're kind of going back a little bit now too. McDaniel's as a coach. I know you've been in the locker room. You've been able to interview him. What do you think of him and the opportunity with the Chargers now, get an opportunity to be the offense coordinator?
It's great for him. I mean, I really hope that he succeeds. I like Mike. Um, I'm excited that he gets to be an offensive coordinator and really just focus on that. And I think if he wants it, he'll probably be able to get another head coaching opportunity. But to learn from Harbaugh now, and I don't think that he's a Josh McDaniels, meaning like, where you're a coordinator, you got to be a head coach, and no, you're just better as a coordinator. I think that Mike can be a head coach again. Just got to find the right situation. But phenomenal opportunity. I love that Alec Ingold followed him. He's like, yo, Alec, come with me. And Alec
Yes.
he's one of my favorite people. Talk about a great human being is Alec Ingold, and excited that he got paid as well. But the
Yeah, because
Chargers are going to be dangerous.
you never see fullbacks anymore
No,
in the game.
Halfley said he would love to use one, but for $3.5 million, you can find someone, and unfortunately, just kind of a capped cut. But yeah, I mean, they stripped the roster right now. I mean, Waddle's probably your highest paid player outside of Malik Willis, who they brought in. They cleared the cap space for him, and we'll see what happens with Austin Jackson. He could be another one, but right now he's still on the roster. So they'll restructure a bunch of guys as they get past that June 1 date. But yeah, um, that's great. We can talk about all these sports. Like that's the best part. Like there's
It's
so
the
much
best
going on
part.
down here.
I know, right? We got to start our own like podcast on the boat, like you said, man. Bring the fans in. I think we
We got to do that. Like Miami Vice style, kind of like
whew,
Bad Boys, just cruising on the water. We got to make this happen.
we
Let me
will.
talk to Vinny Viola. Listen, Vinny's got to have a boat. We can
Yeah,
figure that
Benny,
out. Yeah,
we'll get him out there.
Stephen Ross, we know he's got a boat with the. But yeah, if we can figure that out, a little talking on water, or you can come up with some sort of name. We can find that.
So now let's get into. We're gonna get into the big C's quick hitters with Josh Moser.
Okay.
Little quick questions here. First sport you ever fell in love with?
Basketball.
Let's alternate. C's
Yep, go ahead.
favorite team growing up.
Los Angeles Lakers.
Ooh, okay.
Shaq and Kobe. I mean, I couldn't like.
Yeah,
Yep.
you,
What do
you're
you
from
want?
the
It's
South
three-peat.
South
can't-
I had
Carolina.
the Yankees and Lakers at the same time. I was very lucky.
Yeah.
Dodger fan?
They sucked when I was a kid, but definitely that over the Angels. Yeah. Said Chavez Ravine, awesome place. Haven't been, bucket list like Lambeau, Wrigley Field, Fenway. Like you just got Camden Yards, like those places, you just got to go as a sports fan
Have you been to Wrigley Field?
multiple times. You got to ride the L train in, like you got to do it.
Favorite
right.
athlete of all time?
Michael Jordan.
Yes. Okay, now we're talking.
Hardest sport to cover as a broadcaster?
Great question. I've never been asked that. I don't know the answer to that.
How about hardest to tell a story about?
That you can tell a story about anybody. Hardest
Hardest
in what
sport
way?
to
Like, I'm trying
sell
think.
people.
Highlight. I know you do.
I love highlight.
It's a tough
Go
sell for me.
Cyclones. Go Cyclones.
Yeah. See, they're out there.
Yep. Get the ESPN app.
Highlight's been a tough one, but I mean it's part of the culture down here in Miami.
Yep. And in Connecticut, where I grew up.
See,
Oh, there you
there's something for everybody.
Yep.
Favorite stadium or arena you've ever been in?
Except Amerant Bank.
The bank's a good spot. Oh man, that's tough. Tottenham Hotspurs probably like Premier Soccer is just it's different.
I got into soccer when Leicester won the league.
Yeah,
that was a weird year.
I would say like that's the most unique. I mean, there's so many great places. I mean, PNC Park is underrated if you're a baseball fan. In Pittsburgh, that's a great spot. Wrigley's awesome. Just it's so unique. I mean, basketball wise, I hate Madison Square Garden with a passion. Like, I get
Really?
it.
It's
World's
not
most
good.
famous.
It's not good.
It's horrible. There's like one elevator. It's dreadful.
The train station's
but look,
right
it's the most
underneath it.
Iconic. Yeah.
I
There's
guess
literally
as a
rats.
player or an
there are
athlete, you
rats
love
running
playing there.
around Madison Square Garden. Well, it's just in New York, you know. It's us media people. We blow it up.
Good job.
It's our fault. Being down in Rio for the Olympics, that was cool in 2016. Like, I will say Edmonton. I hate to say it, like that arena for the Stanley Cup.
It looked electric. I'm not gonna lie.
There's no like, it's so unique. Like, there's nothing that compares to that. You just have to go experience it. That's up there. I mean, when you have playoff baseball in Philly, that's a cool spot to be. At Fenway, it's a cool spot to be during the playoffs.
Have you been to Truist Park in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia?
I've been to Truist Park. I grew up like the Braves were great when I was growing up. So
that's my favorite baseball team. So.
That's a cool spot. I think I like the iconic ones more. The Las Vegas Raiders Stadium is awesome. The Viking Stadium is awesome. The Falcons new stadium is awesome. SoFi is awesome in LA. I think the technology.
So everybody just needs to build new stadiums, right?
Yeah, there's one in Buffalo is going to be wild.
And they got to be domes.
There's something about Lambeau. There's something about going to Camden Yards. Like it's the old Yankee Stadium. I mean, it's just a different.
Yeah. No,
it's just so different.
I went to the old Yankee Stadium when I was a kid. I was there for a 10-0 shutout, Andy Pettitte against Pedro Martinez.
Damn.
That's like a core memory for me.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this is what sports does. Like these core memories. Yeah, Pedro's down here. He's a fun dude. He loves to chalk it up.
That was in the Who's Your Daddy time when Yankees had his number.
Oh yeah, Pedro's. I love him. He's
so fun.
So fun, man. He's definitely awesome.
There's a cigar lounge in Brickell that Big Poppy loves to go to, and like he had him and Pedro were in there one night, and just those two together, it's just electric. I just want to be a fly on the wall with those two. Those fun crew.
All right, I got the next question. Best single sporting event you've ever attended.
2008 Olympics in Beijing, just because I'd never been to that part of the world. Same Bolt, like just seeing that man run like live in person. I know he comes to Miami a lot, but like that was super cool. Honestly, game 7 of the Panthers, I think, is really like up there. That'd be another one. That was, I mean, you're up 3. That was just wild.
That was a crazy series. We're up 3-0.
Yeah,
and then they just
that was
almost
joy,
blew it.
anxiety, and then me crying in my basement.
Yeah, that was more like the whole, like, it was just everything led up to that one moment, and there was just so much that it was just so impactful.
Shouts out to Kulikov, because I watched that game, and if he doesn't block that McDavid shot,
exactly, like,
just
he's a big reason why probably Bob has fallen off this season, is because he's been out.
Yeah.
Not that that's a one-word answer, but
yeah, my bad. I'm giving you multiple.
No, it's okay. No, you're good.
I'm taking it in a different direction.
Mayweather fight, that was cool in Dallas. Like, that was different. Like, that was an interesting. Like, I would have loved to see like Mike Tyson fight. That would have been in his prime. Like, that would have been wild. The Jake Paul stuff don't count. That wasn't a real fight.
Oh man,
easy money on that one for my Hard Rock Bet people. Shout out to Hard Rock Bet. But yeah, no, I mean, those definitely would be like top of the list.
Favorite sports documentary or sports movie?
Oh man, so many.
All right, how about this? Top 5.
I'm a junkie for all that stuff. Top 5 favorite sports movies in no particular order.
Air Bud.
Remember the type. Air Bud's great. Big fan of Air Bud. The Air Up There with Kevin Bacon. That's a good one.
Yes.
Johnny Tsunami, the snowboarder from the Disney Channel. That's a good one too. Let's see, Motocross was another good one.
Motocross is good.
Yep. Let's see what else we got. But Remember the Titans is definitely up there. Varsity Blues.
Varsity
Blues is a classic for me. I love Above the Rim with Tupac. I've watched that a million times with Leon. Cool Runnings has been on in my house for 30 years.
I love Coach Carter.
Coach Carter's a great movie.
Such a great movie.
So He Got Game is awesome. Actually, that might be the coolest thing that I own. I have a Lincoln High School Jesus Shuttlesworth jersey, and it's signed by Spike Lee, Denzel Washington, and Ray Allen.
My God, Ray Allen.
Like that's maybe the most unique thing that I have. That's a cool piece. But yeah, that movie was phenomenal. I'm a huge Denzel fan. There's a bunch.
I love it,
including Miracle.
Yeah, Shoresy's good. Goon, like you got to get those in there.
Yes, Shoresy is so hilarious. But you got to make sure you turn on the captions.
Yeah, you got. They speak of you. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, see or no, cafecito before a show.
Sí.
Oh yeah.
A veces 2, 3.
Yeah.
Not quite.
No azúcar. Yeah, no azúcar. Just negro. Just straight to the dome. Instant. Just like the Miami football players, right before warm-ups, just go.
Jet fuel.
Yeah. Oh God, so much cleaner than all this pre-workout with all this crap in it. Like, yeah, give me my straight cafecito.
Yeah.
Shout out to my people at work. We have our news starts at 4:00. Sometimes just 2:00, everybody comes together, a little coffee hour, 15 minutes, and good to go to the night. Can carry through until midnight, and then passing out at 1 a.m.
I'm right there with you. Okay, so what is the most nervous interviewer you've ever had?
Like me being nervous or them being
Yes,
nervous?
you.
The first time I had a one-on-one interview with Aaron Rodgers, I was nervous. Um, he's just such a unique guy, like just so different. And he's tough. Like he reads everything, and he researches you, and
Oh wow.
he's he moves differently than anybody else. All the respect to Aaron. He likes to text in emojis. He doesn't say much. That's his like little. But he's opened up a lot, you know. But yes, Aaron Rodgers. I was for the one on one, like in a group, no problem. But one on one, he can be intimidating. But once you get through that first one and like you're good and you build that rapport, then it's a completely different story. But for the first time, like cold, hands down, like no one even close.
Did you ever get a chance to interview Kobe Bryant?
And only in like a group setting, but never one on one. I never had that opportunity. I would have loved that. Yeah, can't believe he's been gone for so long. It's feels like yes.
So sad. Two more. Let's get two more.
Yep.
John.
All right. Most hostile and intense fan base you've had to work for?
Oh, Philadelphia Eagles. Hands
Thank
down.
you. That's an
Okay,
easy
yeah,
one.
that was
Hands down.
a layup. Sorry,
I will say though, like
they booed Santa.
yeah, if you go to a SEC, like a big time SEC tailgate, like a LSU Bama in Baton Rouge, that's a bucket list. Like the shit you see in the parking lot, like only happens in it's different, but way different than Philly, way different vibe, but just wild. I would try to get to one of those if you can.
And last one for you, Josh. If you weren't a sports anchor, what job would you be doing?
I wish I were a professional golfer. That would be phenomenal.
Oh, do you see Tiger Woods' son? I mean, he's
going to Florida State.
going to Florida State. Yep, he's.
But come on, like he don't need to do anything in life. He'll be set. He's good.
He's good.
You know, it's just like Marcus Jordan. You know, he's chilling. But yeah, I think I would have gone back to being a doctor. That was the original plan. But
and I did hear on one of the podcasts that you'll be featured on. I think you were on a boat. Which podcast was that recently? Last week?
Yeah, it's a woman, Jenny Jones, and she's great. Here does a ton of stuff in the community. And yeah, chatted with her. She actually works with me at Channel 7. She's behind the scenes there, but she also does a bunch of stuff with podcasts, and she's huge in the community. But yeah, the original plan was to be an orthopedic surgeon, so I have a degree in kinesiology.
Crazy. Okay.
And but you know, I did that internship at ABC 7. I'm like switching course, jumping into the sports broadcasting realm, and been running with it now professionally for 15 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we're not going to keep you up any longer, Josh. It's been such a pleasure, but I do have one more question.
Oh.
When the camera goes off and the lights go down, what keeps you passionate about feeling sports stories?
I think we're all competitive, and anything that I want to do, if I'm in, I'm all in. So I want to be the best that I can be every day. And does that mean that I'm at 100% every day? Absolutely not. But for me, you know, I get to wake up every day and get to say that I get to do something that I love, and not a lot of people get to do that. And, you know, I realize like all the hard work that I put into this. I didn't have any family members in this. Like I started working for $19,000 in this tiny little town in Grand Junction, Colorado. And sometimes I think about, man, that 18-year-old self, if he could see me now, and you know, he'd be so proud. And obviously it was a long way to go. You know, we're just getting started here. But I think that's part of it. But, you know, really, you know, for me, sports is family. Like I mentioned, it's how I made all of my friends. And you know, talking to you guys, sports is community. You know, the opportunity.
That's how
to
we
be
met.
here. Exactly. You know, it's just like you get to meet all of these cool people and have all these cool experiences. Today, to like shoot my day today, I got to play in a golf tournament in Fort Lauderdale with a ton of professional athletes and meet a bunch of people coming on here. Now we get to talk sports for a few hours. Like, I mean, you look around the world at what people have to do on a day-to-day basis. Like this day is amazing. And sometimes like this is real life. Like we somehow created this. And I'm just passionate about, that I get this opportunity. I'm grateful for it. And honestly, it's the people, like they energize me. And we get to do this and cover these stories and be a part of something bigger than ourselves and something that brings communities together and like UC's just bringing awareness and raising money and just again being part of a community, and that's really what sports is. And yeah, it's cool to kind of just take a step back sometimes, and you're just like, man, we get to do this right now, and
Right?
I
Is
will
this really
I will
happening?
never take that for granted. Yeah, and
I
here we
mean,
are.
especially last couple weeks ago when I was at Club 11, I'm like, man, what happened these last 3 years has just been incredible.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't have fathomed it. It's been so incredible, and what the Florida Panthers organization has done for me, for the fans here in South Florida, the players, it's truly remarkable, and that's why I started my platform. I wanted to you know, bring awareness of like, inspiring stories like yours, Josh. That you can do anything you want to as long as you put your mind to it, and sports is more than just winning and losing. It brings us cohesiveness together, gets our mindset to a different place where we deal with, sometimes that we don't want to talk about. And it gets
sure.
us in a moment where we, we're experiencing that moment with the athletes as well as you,
100%.
and for you to do something you love and experience that is truly incredible.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, like in what you've built, like, I mean, it's incredible to see and the following you've amassed and, um, you're the biz, I mean, just like what you guys have going
Oh,
and I
fuck
mean,
Biz.
exactly. But it's just like, here we are, normal people in South Florida and the impact that you get to have that you never thought. And like, it's, it's sometimes unfathomable. I get, I got like some goosebumps over here just realizing like, man, like who am I? I'm one person out of how many billion in the world. And, you talk about a core memory with Andy Pettit and the 10-0 game. It's just like, wow, I could almost create a memory for someone else like that. And
Yeah. And you do that with your stories and with your coverage. And, you know,
yeah, we sometimes get to do that. So I encourage anybody listening, like if anybody wants to do this, I am an open book. I am happy to help. I'm all about paying it forward. I've had so many people help me, and like I wouldn't, and you think about athletes, like there's so many coaches that help them along the way. Like nobody does it alone. And we talk about community. So it's, assembling your team. And yeah, happy to be a part of your team and happy to spend some time and be here tonight.
we got to definitely hang out sometime in the near
Yeah,
future,
yes, we do.
grab a few
We going to
drinks and
11.
stuff.
What are we doing?
Hey, my birthday's coming up. You never know. You never
Let me
know.
know. Is it a big one? Is this a special one?
It's actually the 4-0.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, might hit up Chucky, maybe,
Maybe.
make appearance for the big C's.
There we go. I'm sure Brad
Yeah,
Marchand would love to come.
there we go. Hey, he can pick up the tab.
I don't know. I might hit up McAfee. I think he's got a few extra dollars, right?
There you go. I'll see what I can do.
Awesome, Josh. And by the way, Anita Mitchell, she says hello. I believe she's a good friend of yours, or she's
Hi, Anita.
she's doing a nice piece on me on her newspaper. So shouts out.
Pumped.
Wanted to give you a little shout out here.
Oh,
But no, Josh, it's been a pleasure, man. So
likewise.
happy to get you on the show.
Anytime.
Continuing to do what you do, man. We
Likewise.
really appreciate it. And like I always say, one shift at a time, one period at a time, one game at a time. Let's go Cats and let's go Heat.
Love it.